Okay, I'm going to get straight into this. I did a tweet earlier on and asked all the boxing community that I knew on Twitter. I said that if they asked me a question on Twitter, I'd give them a shout out and their Twitter handle. So I'm going to try and look at my Twitter page and record this video at the same time. So if it looks kind of funny, there it does. It's the first time I'm doing it. But anyway, let's crack on. First person is Joshua Eddington, and please forgive me if I do say your name wrong. Joshua Eddington, which is at Boxing King 98. He asks, what do you think what Tyson Fury should fight Kubrat Pulev for the European title? Well, in a nutshell, my opinion, Pulev has got an excellent left jab. He seems to have some power, but he looks like a plodder. He looks like a guy that moves in straight lines. And you've got to ask yourself the question: Pulev has fought. He's looked good so far, and he beat Ustinov, who was big and looked clumsy to me. I mean, I'd like to see Pulev beat a top 5 rated fighter. Kevin Johnson would be a good fight for Pulev to fight in. I'd like to see him fight that because he's up in the rankings there. And whereas Tyson Fury's gone and fought somebody already in Kevin Johnson to get the ranking he's got, Pulev for me has fought, no real name opponents. I don't really call Ustinov a named opponent. I'd just like to see how he'd do. I'd like to see him in another fight first before he fights Tyson Fury. Because you think about it now, Tyson Fury would have fought Derek Chisora. He would have fought Kevin Johnson. He fought Derek Chisora when he was unbeaten. He fought, I think, Pycek and Nicholas Further. I think one of them were unbeaten, or both of them may have been beaten at the time. He fought Kevin Johnson, who'd never been knocked out. He went 12 rounds with Vitali. And then now he's fighting Stevie Cunningham. That's never been knocked out. And he's just beating Thomas Adamek. So I mean, I think Pulev needs to fight somebody else. In terms of European title, why would you go and fight for a European title if you're on the verge of a world title shot? I'm not too sure. I'd like to see more of Pulev fight somebody else. He was going to fight Adamek. I don't think I would have learnt much from the Adamek fight, so don't know. In my personal opinion, if I was managing Tyson Fury, no, I wouldn't take a European title fight now. It's pointless. Shannon F, which is RAB to 2204, asked the question: do you see Fury Cunningham ending in a KO? Well, Cunningham's been dropped a lot of times as a cruiserweight, and Tyson Fury's a very big heavyweight. Depends how the fight goes, really. If Cunningham fights a safety first fight and stays out of the way of Tyson Fury's bombs and is able to get away from Tyson, and Tyson is unable to land the big punches he needs to land, Cunningham's skillful enough, but has he ever been in a ring with somebody who's 6'9" and moves as quickly? I think Tyson moves a lot quicker than Cunningham may and his team may expect. I think if Tyson Fury's, Tyson is a big man, I think it's going to be the first time that Cunningham's going to get hit by a really big man. Don't know. Look, if Tyson doesn't get him out there early in the first couple, 3-4 rounds, and Cunningham's able to absorb it, then I see the fight going to points. But who knows? Tyson could walk out there with the first punch and knock him over. Unlikely. Cunningham's a skillful guy, and he's been down. He's been dropped by cruiserweights. But the thing is, he has been dropped by cruiserweights. But when you're fighting a heavyweight now, you see the punches coming easier. So I think if Cunningham's going to get knocked out by a punch he doesn't see, and that's going to be interesting because he's seen punches a lot faster at cruiserweight, and he may have been weight drained down at cruiserweight. So who knows? I always call it booby traps, but it's not. It's booty traps, which is booby, BOOBIE _traps 5. He's asked, Who are your personal top 3 boxers of all time? Ooh. If you could only watch 3 boxers for the rest of your life, who would you pick? All time. God, that's like... Oh. Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Robinson. I would love to have more of his fights. All time. I mean, I can't go all time. It's so difficult. There's so many great fighters. I love to watch Holyfield fight because I love the fights he had with Bo and against Bo and Cooper, where Holyfield looked like he was out on his feet and he came back from the brink and won, you know, in the 10th round and almost, you know, put Bo, knocked Bo back. You know, after Bo knocked him down, it looked like he had a good chance of putting Bo down. So, and the Cooper fight where he was out of it. So Holyfield's always somebody I'd love to watch fight. There's strange ones really. 3 fighters though, God. So Holyfield, Ray Robinson. God. I don't know. It's a tough one. There's so many great fighters in the world. I think just for entertainment and trash talking, it's going to be a toss up between David Haye and Floyd Mayweather, and then Tyson Fury not far behind it. But I don't know. It's going to be between Floyd Mayweather and David Haye. I don't know which one. One of those two, because they're just sheer trash talkers. They're both trash talkers. I love a bit of trash talking. So I need someone who's a trash talker and make me get up for a fight. I think I'll sway towards David Haye because there's that vulnerability about David Haye. We don't really know, you know, at heavyweight yet. He's not really been hit really, really hard by a heavyweight, and you know, there's always that possibility he may get dropped. And I'm gonna go with David Haye. So David Haye with my third, just for the sheer talking and the hype before his fights, and yeah, so David Haye. Because at least I'll be entertained. So thank you for that question. And let's see what we've got next. Okay, I've got my friend Brian Fogg, which is Foggy Skies, FOGGY, Skies, SKIES. Okay, Brian asks, who am I planning to have on the show? Who am I planning to have on the show? Well, let me lead into a little secret. There are some shows that have already been done. Can't release them yet because it's almost a one-man show, quite literally. I've got my wife who does the editing and gets the videos out there, and if I could do the video editing, we'd have shows out every day. Working on a few names, can't really mention them. One show I can mention to you though is Barry Jones, former WBO super featherweight champion of the world and current commentator for Box Nation. Very interesting interview, and yeah, definitely. I look, whoever I can get on the show, I'll do the interviews with. Should ask you the question: who would you like me to interview? Who would you like on the show? Thanks for the question, Brian. It's G.Maisie. It's Gunnit. GUNNIT 81. Most controversial decision in boxing. Ooh. Controversial. Well, there's been so many recently, and sorry, main events. They seem to be coming out of your promotions. I mean, I think as well. I've got to mention Cloud versus Campello. You've mentioned Lewis Holyfield, the first fight. Yeah, Lewis Holyfield first fight. The Marquez series with Pacquiao. Um, let me think what else. Pacquiao, Bradley. When I predicted that Bradley would win by a majority decision, I knew he'd win the fight before they even stepped in the ring. As long as the fight went to points, they're already arranged a rematch. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of them. There's too many controversial decisions, and the more I think about it, the more sickened I get with boxing, because you can't sit down and watch a good fight anymore and score things objectively, because you get to the end and you've got judges who have already made a decision before you've even sat down to watch a fight. So there's so many controversial decisions. I don't know. But certainly Manny Pacquiao and Marquez has got to be up there, because obviously they've made the 3-4 fights, and even now that Pacquiao got knocked out, they're going to try and have a 5th fight. And let's see what we've got next. My friends at Leave It the Ring, Dave Duenas and Gabriel Montoya. Leave It in the Ring is LIITR Boxing, and they've asked the question: have you downloaded the mobile app? No. Embarrassingly, I haven't. My BlackBerry's up the spout. I don't have an iPhone, and at the moment I'm using Nokia 3210. Calls come in, calls go out, and Snake is pretty good. But as soon as I get my BlackBerry up, if it's on BlackBerry, I'll definitely download it. And yeah. By the way, shout out to Dave Duenas from Leave It in the Ring. A special interview with myself and Dave is going to be out soon, so keep looking out for that. Right, Peter Smith. Pete J. Smith Pete asks, what now for Hennessy Promotions after losing Channel 5, and how will it affect his stable of fighters? Do top fighters go elsewhere? Well, I can tell you this much. Mick Hennessy had at one point Junior Witter, Carl Froch, Tyson Fury, and many other fighters, and they left Mick Hennessy, according to Tyson Fury. And Tyson Fury, stayed. And before Channel 5, Mick Hennessy was around, and I am of the belief that regardless of what Channel 5 does, Mick Hennessy will come again. I think the Furies will stay with Mick Hennessy. I believe they've been loyal beforehand. I think they'll remain loyal, and who knows? I do believe that the Tyson Fury fight will be shown. I could be wrong there as well, but yeah, I think the fight's going to get shown. I just think that the James DeGale fight isn't going to get shown, and the Eubank fight's going to get shown. But no, I don't think that the Furies will leave Hennessy at all. James DeGale and Chris Eubank Jr. I can't talk about because I don't know him that well. And just the track record of the Furies, they've stuck by Hennessy when things have been bad. So when other fighters have left. So that's my reply to that one. Thank you, Peter. Or Pete. Okay, next person. Kez Clark. Right, that's at OXO Kerry OXOX. She says, it is a she, I hope. If it isn't a she, I apologise. Excellent interview with Huey. I did an interview with Huey Fury today. Shout out to Huey Fury. I loved it. My question, who in the boxing world would you like to come out of retirement and fight? Well, there's a couple of people I'd love to see come back. Come out of retirement. David Hayes coming out of retirement, but that doesn't count. See, thing is, Kerry, I would like to see two things happen. I'd like to be able to bring people out of retirement, yeah, and be able to give them their peak career, yeah, and see how they would do. The first person that came to mind, strange enough, was Julian Jackson. I would love to see how Julian Jackson would do today in the middleweight division, with that punch power. I'd love to see how he would have done because he even knocked you out, and he knocked people out clean. There's not this he hit you and the referee come and stop a fight. He'd knock you out and leave you out clean. So he'd knock you on being knocked out. So I'd love him to come back. I'd love Evander Holyfield to come back. Prime Evander Holyfield. When was Holyfield's prime? Don't know. I would say around the time of those Bow fights. The first two really Bow fights. Yeah, around that time. That Holyfield. I'd like to see him tackle the heavyweight division. And see how he's doing the heavyweight division today. Joe Calzaghe. That has to be up there. Joe to come back. Where would you put him? Would you put him in the super middleweight division? I'd love Joe to come back. Peak Joe Calzaghe, right? Peak Joe Calzaghe in the Super 6. How would he have done? Would he have won it? How would he have done against Andre Ward? Would he have beaten Carl Froch? Who knows? So, yeah. So Joe Calzaghe as well. Thanks for that, Kerry. Let's see. Let's go up. Let's see who else is. Okay. Oh, right. Kerry again. She asks the question, do I think that Eddie Hearn looks like Jimmy Carr? Look at the eyes. Yeah, they do look alike a bit. Yeah, well, that's all I can say. They sort of look alike. My good friend, the boxing doctor. Assalamu alaikum. Don't you think Floyd Mayweather should have fought Tim Bradley since he beat Manny Pacquiao by the help of the judges? Yes, that would have been an interesting fight. But Tim Bradley, before his recent war with that Freddie Roach fight, I can't pronounce his name again, but that recent war he was in, before that fight, Tim Bradley probably couldn't have sold the tickets necessary to make the fight happen. And Floyd Mayweather was all about money. And I think that it's probably more, there's more money in fighting Robert the Ghost Guerrero than fighting Tim Bradley. However, said that now, after that war Bradley had and retained his title, I think that you could probably faster see Bradley and Mayweather fight. But Mayweather has to get past Robert the Ghost Guerrero. And in my opinion, I don't think it's a straightforward fight like everybody is expecting and anticipating. Far from it. Who's next? Kerry's back again. She asks, who'd win a combat fight between Eubank and Ben? I will go with Eubank if they ever fought again. I think if you look at two guys' lifestyles, I think Eubank probably looked after his body a lot better than Ben. And if you look at Ben's fight when he fought Collins the second time, I mean, he was done. No disrespect to Nigel, but he was done. Eubank retired after, I think, the second Thompson fight, and that was at cruiserweight, and it was only because his eye was swollen, I believe. Chris got stopped to a swollen eye, but I mean, he took some bombs against Thompson, and he's a strong man. So I would go Eubank for this now. Eubank, best boxing promoter ever. Eddie Hearn. No, I'm joking. Has to be Don King. Don King did the super fights. Yeah, I'll go Don King. Yeah, Don King, undisputed #1 boxing promoter in the world, without a doubt. I don't even, well, you know, he is, well, yeah, he is. Pascal Boutte. I was asked a question by my good friend Navarro Dinamita. If I pronounced your name wrong, please forgive me. The Mauritian Mauler. Pascal Boutte. I wasn't convinced in Boutte's comeback. Pascal has shown he can be outboxed, but I don't think Boutte's got the ability to do that. I think Pascal's the naturally stronger man at light heavy, and I think it will be interesting to see what happens when Pascal lands on Boutte's chin. There's always been question marks about his chin. I take Pascal by knockout in this one, to be honest. Let's see who's next. Thank you for that. Okay, I've got one. Kerry's back again. She asks, whatever happened to Prince Nazim? Now, I wanted to know this myself. From what I heard, Prince Nazim, his hands were damaged, white hair, and he that's the rumour I heard, and his hands were damaged, and were so badly damaged that he didn't want to box anymore because his hands were damaged. Other people say because of his pride, he lost his first fight, meant he couldn't come back. I remember when he came back against some, I think it was a Mexican guy, and it went 12 rounds, and he got booed out of the arena, and never saw Prince after that. For me, Prince Nazim was the greatest showman, British boxing showman there has been. Eubank was cool, but Eubank never went to America and did his stuff. You know, you name me a British fighter that went to America, and don't say Ricky Hatton, because Ricky Hatton, he came to Ring of Blue Moon, but he never came in with a flying carpet and entrances. No, he didn't do it the way Naz did it. Naz was the undisputed #1 showman for boxing, without a shadow of a doubt. And while I'm at that point, I think David Hay should get his ass over to America and have a fight in America as well, because I think he'd do well in America. My favourite boxer. Oh, favourite boxer. You know what? I can't give you a favourite boxer, but I can tell you something. My favourite shit talkers are Floyd Mayweather, David Hay, and Tyson Fury. Those three there are funny. They're funny and fast growing on my on the radar is Tony Thompson. I don't call him a shit talker. He just says it like it is, and he's just funny when he says it. Yeah, those are guys that just naturally can talk, and just, you know, they're not forcing the issue. The guys can just naturally talk crap and trash talk, and I enjoy it. And I guess I enjoy listening to them talk. They fight, yeah, but I can sit there and listen to them for hours on end talking rubbish. So yeah, wow. I've got another 14 interactions here. Let's see. I wonder if there are even questions. Let's see what we've got here. Right. Here we go. Kerry wants to know whether a ref ever got KO'd. And I'm hearing now from Mauritian Mauler that Prince Naz is now 20 stone. I don't know how true that is. As according to the Mauritian Mauler, he's 20 stone now. And Joe Cortez got KO'd by Tyson in the amateurs. Right. That's interesting information. Good question from Joey Fuma. Joe, sorry if I've said your name wrong, Joey. Joe Fuma 9527. So how's life living in Grenada? Well, it's pretty good. It's hot. We're in the top. It's hot. Weather's great. Different way of lifestyle. We don't have the shopping malls you have in England. Things like bowling alleys are not. They're not here. The zoo. Yeah, I mean, even going to a game store to buy games. Forget it. Don't bother. Go and buy online. And simple things. Going to the post office and posting your mail. Your mail post off. You have to show in the post office what you're posting. And when post comes into you, like if, for example, somebody sends you a package, it could be videotapes or, I don't know, you have to open the box up in front of people. God forbid if somebody had, you know, discrete videos being sent to them via, you know, and they were doing it online. They were sent it through, and it was posted to Grenada. Can you imagine the embarrassing situation of people? You've got these dodgy videos and porno videos, and you know, they're having to explain to the officer what the videos are about. Ooh, but yeah, that's it. But Grenada's lovely. The weather's fantastic. Consistently hot. It's great. I've adjusted, and yeah, I think I'm living a healthy lifestyle for it. But you know, the cons as well. You know, I'd love to be able to be involved more in boxing, and there isn't much boxing here. I'd love to do something for boxing. I'm looking into it. Just get boxing kick-started here in Grenada. So yeah, that'd be great, and report more on boxing. Let's see who else is there. Thank you for that, Joey. Thanks for asking. Right. Well, I'm going to end this with asking a question of my own and answering it. The question is this. So concerning Amir Khan. Watched Amir Khan's career, and I've watched the excuses. When he got knocked out by Prescott, he blamed... I can't remember the trainer's name. Oliver. Could never get his name. Can't remember his name again. But he blamed Oliver and the trainer. When he got knocked out by Garcia, he blamed Freddie Roach. Now, if he gets knocked out again, who's he going to blame? Is he going to blame Hunter? Now, I personally, personal opinion, don't think Hunter is good for Amir Khan. I don't think that style. You're trying to teach defense now to Amir Khan, and you teach all the defense you want in the world. I don't really believe that Amir can stick to a game plan against big punchers. That's my opinion, and that's the reason why I think he's fighting these guys that are non-punchers now, and bringing this guy Diaz back from the dead almost to fight. You know, I don't know how long Khan's career can go on. You can't keep avoiding big punches, yes, and then make excuses when you get knocked out. So, what do you guys think? Yeah, I think that's about it for this video. The reason I do these videos is you know, to give shout outs to everyone and let, you know, communicate with you guys, because I love what you do. I love you guys on Twitter. I love talking to you guys on Twitter, and I just think we should be more interactive. So, done my little interactive bit here, wearing my little Grenada top, and yeah, enjoyed it, loved it. Gonna do it again soon, and I'm gonna go back now and watch the videos, and then put all the handles of all the people that have done the tweets on the video, and then I'm gonna post it out. So might take some time, but I'm gonna do that. Thank you so much, and thanks for the questions, thanks for responding, and we'll do it again soon. Love you all. Take care. Goodbye.